Okay. Don't have my little buddy with me today. So, here, lizard, lizard, lizard. And it's been a long time. It's been a month and a half since I've done this. Gum for arbor strikes again, but it's a beautiful day. Actually, I'm going to do something here. I don't know if I can make this work or not, but we're going to go over here and we're going to look at that gorgeous cloud. Just look at that. Of course, now we're supposed to have some rain. Thunderstorms. I mean, that's gorgeous. And so I thought I'd better get out here on the divan on the porch and do this before the rain comes in. And as usual, I have a reason why I picked today to get on. We've been here 3 months. Let's see, we came in June, July, this is August. August almost shot. 3 months, give or take a little. And it's been the best summer we've ever had up here at Siegel North. It's just been gorgeous. Now, there's a period of time, and it's going to come back again today. You saw the clouds off over there. It rained about 3 days out of 4. I mean, you'd think we were in the state of Washington, of Seattle, but anyway, it's still, like today, I think temperature right now is 76. Now, there is some scuttlebutt that after this warm snap, in the first part of September, we're supposed to, I want to call it the Arctic vortex. Now, that could be incorrect. Somebody tell me about it if I'm wrong, but I understand that we might get some snow, which would be a bloody disaster, because if you noticed when I looked up at the clouds over there, all the trees are fully leafed out. A lot of them are getting a little color, but they're still just fully leafed out. And one thing that hardwood trees do not tolerate real well is wet snow on them. I mean, it gets on those leaves and it just brings them down. So here's hoping we don't get the snow that they're forecasting. But they keep talking about it. You know, Arctic vortex, the what is that wind they call it? A jet stream. It's supposed to make a big dip here, a couple of 3 weeks, and woe be to us. But we're going to stay till 6th of October. We're going to leave out of here then. Of course, half stop in Columbus, Ohio, Nashville, Tennessee, and then we should be back in the Big Star at Siegel South along about the 13th, maybe a day early, 12th, night of the 12th, because I'll have to go to dialysis on the 13th, so we got to be there. Anyway, that's the itinerary as we see it now. Went day before yesterday. I have a good friend that I've known since I think we were in kindergarten, John Zimbardi. And John has a home out here at a place called the Rod and Gun Club. And the Rod and Gun Club's up on top of a mountain with what we'd call a tank down home. It's about a 17-acre lake. And this was the second year that we've done it, and you'll probably, along with this tape, we're going to see some other stuff I did at John's, just where we all sitting around just plathering. Yeah, I think that's talking in Texas. And then some of the guests, Don Stahl and his wife, they played some musical instruments, piano, steel guitar, and things accompanied by mechanical mechanism. You know, Dorothy, she pushes the little buttons, and now she has to play the piano, but most of the rhythm and all that other stuff is, is augmented by the computer type stuff. But it was good. Well, I mean, and I have to talk to about Don and his steel guitar playing. He's been practicing on steel guitar for about 40 years. If anybody told me when I was a youngster up here, living in Siegel South, and That is Mike Gibbons running his Dixie chopper over there, so you might hear him in the background. Anyway, if anybody told me that Don Stahl would be an excellent steel guitar player, I'd say you are out of your mind. But boy, that man can play that steel, and I will put on today or tomorrow, or this weekend. I will put on one or two of his renditions with his wife, along with this thing. Just gorgeous. Wind blowing, flipping through the trees. But I did have a reason that got me to come up on here, because I've been kind of negligent. I know that there aren't too many, but over a period of time the hits are pretty good, and I haven't put any gunfire on here. Of course, I left my little buddy home. Somehow it just doesn't seem right to get on here and not have him start the tape and end the tape. But he's in Siegel South and we're here, so yeah, gotta do what you gotta do. Well, the thing that really got me excited about sitting here and running my mouth is that I was on dialysis yesterday on my chair watching the news, and all of a sudden there is Ravishing Rick Perry, the governor of Texas, and lo and behold, somebody down there in Texas brought some charges against him for abuse of power. It was a woman. I don't know who she was, because I just caught a little bit of it. I called Tracy, and he didn't know either. Told him, get on there and start taking notes, man. I want to know. I mean, anytime old Mr. Goodhair gets in trouble, man, suits me fine. I mean, he definitely has been in the position of abusing power, essentially ever since he got into office after Big George became the president. Anyway, he was indicted, I think, in Austin. Somebody can correct me about that, but when this woman brought the charges, evidently enough of her peers and his peers thought that there was enough merit to it that they got a grand jury together, and then the grand jury, they said, you know, looks to me like he might have done something along those lines, and they indicted him for it. And I saw him yesterday, before that bank of microphones, saying, well, it's all politically motivated. And I said, hey, I hope so. He's been running politics down there, him and his sidekicks in the Republican Party ever since I think Tom DeLay, and I'm trying to think of the guy that ramrodded through the gerrymandering thing here. Oh, it's been 15 years ago, and they turned Texas from a Democratic state into a Republican state. Texas historically has been a Democratic state. You go back and look all the way back to the Civil War and see which political group has dominated Texas politics, and it's been Democrats until about the last 15 years. And by some chicanery, they gerrymandered all the districts down there, and they centered on a certain few Democratic lawmakers, which ought to have my cue cards, because the names escape me. One was from Arlington. If I sit here and look dumb long enough, I might think of it, but I don't think I'll do that. Anyway, whoops, had it. It went right by. You ever do that? You're trying to think of something, and you think, and all of a sudden, that little panel that's in your brain, whatever it is you're thinking about, goes whoop, and it's so quick that it's gone, and you still don't remember what it was. Anyway, they gerrymandered the state into being Republican, and that's one of the reasons that the Republicans control the House, is because with Texas turning from Democrat to Republican, then those seats that used to be Democratic in the House, they became Republican. So I'm hoping that Mr. Goodhair there, Rick, Big Rick, had part of that, enough part in that he overstretched his bounds and abused his power. And who knows, maybe they'll make him redo all that redistricting they did 12, 14 years ago. I doubt it. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if Rick didn't get out of it. But Rick has jacked around with the energy sources there in Texas to the point where, I think I'm correct, the kilowatt hour rate in Texas is the highest in the country. Used to be the lowest, not anymore. I think that was part of his doing, or maybe him and George and some of these other guys. But as you can plainly see, I'm hoping. Don't like to pray about a lot of things. It's pretty kind of nasty. I hope they get him. I hope they get him, because I have a very bad negative image of Mr. Rick. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that he is guilty of everything that, you're guilty until you are proven, or you're innocent. Well, you're innocent until you're proven guilty, and he's going to have his day in court. And if he's innocent, he'll just have to live with it. I hope he's guilty. That's all right. I think I have the right to hope that. I wouldn't wish any bodily harm on him, but I think that he has, over the years, messed with Texas enough. Don't mess with Texas. He's messed with it. That he deserves a little comeuppance. I wish Molly Ivins was still alive. She used to call him Mr. Goodhair. It seems to fit. Anyway, let's hear it for Rick. Looked like he's got his daddy is in a twist there. He's done something that got somebody mad enough that a bunch of other somebodies decided, he could have done that. Yeah. We'll put him up on the bar and we'll see, by golly. We'll have some testimony. So anyway, it's beautiful here in New York. We have considered the possibility of maybe making a permanent residence here, but the more we consider it, the less practical it seems. We do. There are winters here in the Siegel North that sometimes it's like Fairbanks. It's a real article. The tax structure is different. They do have a state income tax. I don't know how that affect us now, because of course we're paying past my prime, actually past 75. I don't know what their policies are towards old farts with limited income, but you never know. But we really have the best of both worlds. I mean, I do love my home down there in the Big Star. I have lots of friends down there in the Big Star. Oh, by the by, for those of you who watch this, probably do or don't know, but my friend Fred Cordell went out and got his ham ticket. Now, I am a rabid CPer. I like the CP, but I have my general class amateur ticket, and I have suggested to my friends not that we want to abandon the old CB radio, but sometimes it gets pretty foul-mouthed and raucous, and it'd be nice to have a place to go where that foul mouths couldn't go. So Fred's he's on board now. I'm trying to talk him to my other buddy Brian, old Cooter. I've already got Josh, my friend across the road. He's already got his ticket, but he went off working the railroad. He's 300 miles away all week, so the possibility of talking to him, with any regularity is pretty small. But Fred got his ticket, called him on the phone, said, "Way to go. That's good." Well, beautiful day. Mama is fixing corn fritters for supper. She is, and I love corn fritters. Because you haven't had corn fritters there, you chop up those, you take the kernels off of ear corn. I don't know exactly. She rolls them up in something, deep fries them, or cooks them, or bastes them, whatever you do to it. Anyway, then you put maple syrup on the things. Whew. You talk about low cal. Probably top of my list for what I'm allowed to eat on dialysis too. But boy, it's good, so I am gonna have some this evening. Oh, what else we got? Taters. I'm gonna make a rather, what's it called, a direct statement. The state of New York, for whatever reason, the best potatoes we buy are grown right here, either in southern tier of New York or the northwestern corner of Pennsylvania. The ground is real gravelly here, and I'm told that has a lot to do with the quality of the potatoes, but they're just good. And we went out and bought a bag today, and I forgot what she's going to do with it. She's going to do some potato thing. Corn fritters, ham, slash it to a ham. Should be a epic cuisine here out at this table. I have a table right, see my banging on the table. Anyway, I want to say hi to all my friends up here in Siegel North that watch my tapes. We've had a good time. Going to have a good time for another month or so, about a month, and yeah, let's see, 4 weeks, about 6 more weeks, and then it's going to be back to Siegel South. And my friends at Siegel South keep me a place at the table. We'll be there. I understand. The neighbors tell me, we have a pretty good complement of Pharaoh cats down there. They're Pharaoh. They live outside, but they're my buddies too. You can go up and pet them. So they're kind of like house kitties that live outdoors. And usually during the summer months when we come to Siegel North, we lose them. We have people go over and feed them, but they go off someplace and hook up with another family. But I heard yesterday by the lady that feeds them that there's all 5 of them in the garage. Hot dog. So hang on for another 5-6 weeks. We'll be there. Smokey and Frosty, and we've got them named. I don't think they recognize their names, but they'll be there. Haven't got much politicking to go. I hope Mr. Perry, I wish he would be bad luck. That's not nice. I hope he gets justice. That's good. Anyway, let me see. I don't have my guy. I don't have my buddy. I don't have my cheat sheet. But we did get in and do our thing. So, let's see if I can do the list of my friends out there. Let's say hi to Johnson Birdie. Good party, man. Usually I think his daughter or daughter-in-law watches it. You got a fine daddy there. Ray Marshall down in Ridgeway. Dick Stenta. He's down in the Carolinas. Richard Heisenreiter, he's also in the Carolinas. My sons, Carl and Kyle, love you both. Tracy, thank you for keep tabs on things down there. Be down there just a little over a month. Talk to you on the radio then. Don't have my list. Can't think of it. Anyway, here's to Mr. Goodhair. Here's lizard. Let's see, I gotta find out where is the button. I lost my button.